Welcome to this adventure where we are going to canoe the Glenelg River. Now the Glenelg River starts in the Grampians, but most of it's not navigable by canoe, so we're going to do the last 55k of it from the Pines Landing canoe area down to Nelson.
Well, Happy New Year! It is the 1st of January 2023. So we've woken up here. We thought the camp would have been empty by 8 a.m. It's 8:30 now, and everybody has still got all their tents up and they're having brekkie and stuff. So that's our breakfast there. We're just getting that sorted out, and we'll pack the tent up and get on our way. It's supposed to be stinking hot today, 30 odd degrees, but actually it's been a little bit misty when we've woken up. What's the plan for today, Katrina? So we're at Bowds at 50.8 and we're going to Laslets at 58.4. That's the plan.
Yeah.
Yep.
So our friends Dawn and David got off before us. There they go into the sunshine and down the Glenelg River. We'll be following them very soon.
Well, it's time for us to dig our canoe off the mud bank, load our gear in, which is here, and we'll get going. That's pretty good. There we are, sorted. Nice parking. Do you want a cup of tea? It is, it's almost dead calm. There's Bowds. We've just left. Had a nice lazy morning drinking tea. I think we're going to stop at Patterson's first. That'll do. Katrina's got the first koala spot of the day, and we're about 100 yards from camp. There he is up there having his breakfast.
How are you this morning, Richard?
All good. Enjoying the weather, enjoying the canoeing, enjoying the tranquility.
Feel the serenity.
Yes.
There's laughing ducks. Might stop up there.
So we think this is Patterson's canoe camp, but it seems to go all the way from the jetty there, and it runs all the way along, and there's camping spots and huts and things up in the forest here too. So this is Patterson's walkers camp. So we've just come up from the canoe camp, which is, you might just be able to see the red end of a canoe down there. So that's the canoe camp at the bottom. This is the walkers camp. So this is the one that we saw from the river. So this has got its own toilet block, shelter, fire pit, picnic bench, and little camping spots off again. So well, it seems a pretty well set up thing, and it's part of the Great Southwest Walk. There you go. This is the top of the bushwalking track at Patterson's. It's a pretty good view.
You can see it.
Here's Hutchison's. There's a couple of people coming upstream there. Looks like a car camp because there's people there with, oh yes, I can see cars and trailers and stuff. We're just coming up towards the water ski zone. I think we heard a boat, but hopefully it's not too busy. You can see the river's just got wider and wider. Yep, water ski zone ahead. Canoes and slow boats must use transit channel, max speed 8 knots. think just around this corner is the jetty. I'm not sure where the transit channel is. I guess we'll find out when we get up there. Well, I think this is the landing. This is the landing at Sandy Waterholes. This will do. We'll jump off here and have a cup of tea. Well, we've stopped here at Sandy Waterholes and it's not much. It's a boat ramp. It's where the water ski area starts. There's the boat ramp and the jetty there. And there's a table. There's no shade. I don't think there's any toilets. So Sandy Waterholes sounds like a lovely place. The truth is there's no sand. Can't see a waterhole. And there's no shade either, so not the best place to stop. I wouldn't put this on the itinerary in the future. Well, it's time to get out of Sandy Waterholes, where we are. The family have just turned up and taken over the whole jetty. And we've got the great big boat and everything, so we're out of here. 1k to Laslet. And our camping for tonight and our lunch spot. I think just round that corner will be Laslets. Oh yep, there's the Scottish couple. Well, this is our camping spot that we've got. It's a really nice camping place, this one here. So this is Laslets and it's right beside the river. There's the river there. There's some people on a ski boat there. So we just put the tent out because it was a bit damp underneath. And we've got river view camping. And the rest of the campsite goes up there. There's big picnic tables, there's 2 fire pits, and it goes off all the way up there. The family we were with last night are camped up there. There's toilets and rainwater tank up in the hill. So it looks like a good place. And if you want to go to Princess Margaret Caves, it's a 5k loop walk if you want to go there. But what's for lunch? Now we've dug through the soup cans.
Tomato and ricotta. And what was that? Red curry.
Thai red curry?
Thai red curry with noodles.
What's for Desi?
I've just tried to send a message. Oh, it just went saying Happy New Year from the Glenelg River. And there's no more biscuits. We've eaten them all. They're salted caramel gluten free.
Don't pull that face, it might be delicious. Did you just smell that?
Sure.
This is Katrina's snack bag on day 4. It's still full.
Coffees. They're yours.
Oh, jelly beans.
Ah.
Oh, is this a ski boat? These ones, I think, are from Yorkshire. Traditional jelly beans from the original Candy Company Limited that Mum sent us for Christmas.
Do we have enough tea?
I think we're okay. That will get us through tomorrow. We're okay for tea.
That's better. Oi,
Crikey, they'd have gone over if it wasn't for that.
You're right there, Richard.
Have yourself a nice shady spot. Got some street to lean on. All good. Full belly.
It's nice serenity, and then a speedboat comes. They go to, oh no, it's a jet ski. It's so graceful.
That's nice.
Is it deep? Nice. How deep is it?
I've released Katrina into the wild again. Let's see where Princess Margaret Caves are. But the track's opened up. This is pretty easy walking.
Pretty good.
2k to go. Let's see. Half an hour maybe. Well, we came out here, which I think is the Princess Margaret Caves campground, because the walking track was well overgrown, so we just followed the main access track, and it brings us up to this road, and we turn left, and that should be Princess Margaret Caves. It's pretty quiet because it's closed. Evidently they can't get staff to man the kiosks or something. Here's the Margaret Rose Caves. Well, this goes down to the river, the Princess Margaret Caves. You might not look it, but it's pretty steep. It's pretty steep. Well, somebody's moored a houseboat. It's not a houseboat, that's a caravan on pontoons. Well, that's the Princess Margaret Caves jetty. There's somebody mooring a houseboat that probably not supposed to. Nobody's about, so let's get out of here. This is the original cave entrance that the guy abseiled down when he first found it. Don't know if you can see it, but the visitor centre's there, and they've tunnelled underground here now, so it meets up at the original cave entrance. You have to abseil down into it. That's Princess Margaret Caves done. So it's about 50 minutes walk back to Canoe Camp.
Yeah.
And then we'll work out something tasty for tea.
Chicken.
I think it's going to be honey, sorry, chicken.
With salt, vinegar, nuts.
Salt
and red
vinegar
wine.
Nuts and red wine. That sounds pretty good for a last night canoeing on the river. Almost there. About half a K to go. That's it. I think we're back at Laslets. This looks like the campsite. Perfect. I'm parched. I think it's a glass of wine and beer nut time. So this is camp tonight. The family of 5 are up at the far end. There's the group of 8 over there, and the Scottish couple at the picnic table. Here's our tent and our river view, and we're just going to chill out before we cook tea. What have we got for chill out time tonight?
Pinot.
The rest of the Pinot Noir. It's all going to be drunk tonight.
Flavour sensations. Sea salt and balsamic vinegar. Snack.
They sound delicious. Get them open.
Quick.
Pour the wine.
Well, they're terrible. They're terrible.
They don't look terrible.
They're terrible.
Thank you.
This was a good present.
Cheers.
Yes. What's for tea tonight, Richard?
Backcountry cuisine, honey soy chicken. We pour in 500 ml of freshly boiled water, and then we squeeze the air out and seal the bag, and we leave it sat 15 minutes. Simple as that. It'll tell you in 15 minutes if it's tasty or terrible.
Well, the food was okay, but not as good as the Strive, so that was it. We lit the fire, and we sat around with the other campers and had a talk for the evening.
Morning, it's 2nd of January.
2nd of January, yeah.
Last day, last 14k, so we're in Laslets, and we've got 14k down to Nelson, and that's it, and hopefully get picked up in Nelson and go find our camper. The tide's well in this morning because the log we jumped off yesterday is almost underwater, so that tide's come in a couple of feet. And it's turned now, so it's just slightly going out, so hopefully we can follow that falling tide and find our way out of here. There goes Don and David. They're off a bit before us. We'll get packed up and chase them down, and we might see them at Donovan's Landing. We'll have to see. Well, we're all packed, we're done. So it's goodbye from Laslets. There's Laslets, good camping area that, highly recommended, definitely. Yeah, the only thing with Laslets is it's a bit difficult to get in and out for swimming, that's all. The bank's quite muddy and you can't go in from the jetty because the mud's almost up to the jetty. We've got about an hour and 3/4 down to Donovan's Landing, and that takes us into South Australia. Let's go to South Australia by canoe, Katrina. Bet you've never said that before.
Let's go.
Goodbye, Laslets. And we're going to head straight west now to the South Australian border. That's our next stop at Dry Creek. Some pretty impressive limestone cliffs.
You need to slow down.
You're paddling too fast, Katrina. You're like a machine.
We were aquaplaning a minute ago.
I think we're doing 0.8 knots. There's the Margaret Rose jetty we were at yesterday that we walked to. Princess Margaret Rose Cave. Here we are, we saw these huts in the distance. I thought that's strange because you're not allowed any construction on the Vic parks. And then we realised this is the border, South Australia. And if we spin round, there's a sign there that says Victorian border, Glenelg River boating regulations apply. Hopefully this comes out. I don't know if you can see there's a lizard or a gecko or something in that cave. Some pretty spectacular cliffs up here. Misbehaven, that one's called. There's upstairs, downstairs. More like falling downstairs. That's what it looks like. Well, this is the wharf at Donovan's Landing. We've made it here. It's only 11:15 in the morning, so that's okay. Not a bad little wharf, lots of tie-up places, a couple of boat ramps. There's a barbecue, there's bins, and there's the spit roast thing. It's all there to use, and obviously this is where people launch boats from because there's lots of cars and boat trailers parked up there. We've got tea. We've got date bar, cashew and date bar things. Salted caramel, gluten-free, dolphin-friendly, oh so natural, give you a fluffy feeling, wear hempen underpants. And we've got jelly beans. Tasty. What are you laughing at?
Like a dolphin.
There we are, that's Donovan's Landing. And all the river shacks. We're 1.6k from the Victorian border and 5 and a bit k from Simpson's Landing, which is our lunch stop. Let's go. You can certainly see all the lines in the rocks clearly, all the sediments. And we seem to have a picture of a man climbing a cliff. Or it might be a woman. Smoking along. 1 Katrina power, 5.4 kilometres an hour. We got 4.1 knots out of the canoe. That was pretty good going in a slight headwind, I reckon. That strange noise is the water in and out of those holes. I think there's a big hawk or an eagle floating around on the thermal there. Could it be a sea eagle? It could be, I think they're around Nelson. We're on our way to Simpson's Landing. Pulling a bit of a headwind, but we're knocking along at 2 knots. That's okay. 2 water ski boats. We'll just stay here and point the nose into their wake. Yeah, just round this corner we exit the Glenelg National Park, and that's it, a short run to Simpson's Landing.
But I wanted to go to an end yet.
Well, we keep going. I think that's Simpson's Landing over there with the sand, but that sign there is the National Park border, so that's it. Goodbye Lower Glenelg National Park. Go on, you can race the swan. That swan's got you. That's a turbo swan. Oh, that's just showing off. Katrina, you got burned off by a swan. Well, that's good. We've got out the ski zone, and that is Simpson's Landing. So we're going to go there and have some lunch. What's for our last lunch on the canoe?
Pan ham soup. Asian Thai red curry. Delicious. Getting low.
And we're down to our last 20 tea bags, and we've still got 2k to go. I'm nervous.
Gonna be close.
So that's it. Goodbye Simpson's Landing. Goodbye the Glenelg National Park. Feels like civilization. I can see houses and things. I haven't seen a house.
4 days.
4 days. These are the boat sheds on the outskirts of Nelson. And the houses. Something about Major Mitchell on the plaque. I can't see the rest of it for the vegetation. Our band skiers, Creek Bridge. It goes across from Nelson. We've still got more of these beach sheds, river sheds. The river's pretty quiet though, which is good. We're almost there, just round the corner of that hut. On the left is there, but look what I found. That is the Nelson kiosk, and if that's open, I bet it sells ice creams. Here we are. That is the Nelson boat ramp and the end of our Glenelg River adventure. Is our canoe and our gear?
Nice 20-degree day. Bit windy.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Well, 3 barrels, 4 days,
Yep.
3 nights on the Glenelg River. That was a pretty good trip,
Great trip.
I think.
Highly recommend it.
Yes. So we're just going to wait for the canoe people to come and pick us up, and
I'm gonna go get ice cream.
we're out of here. All right, on cue. Here is Payton Canoe Hire to pick us up. We've only been here 5 minutes. How about that for timing?
2 good ice creams. Go on.
They were tasty.
They were
The
tasty.
kiosk was open, so we're all good.
Pub's open.
The pub's open, but I think we're going to get a lift back up and go and find our camper, and then head off to the beach for the evening, camp there. So that's it. Our next adventure will be somewhere else doing something else. So we'll wait and see. Hope you've enjoyed it.
I'm excited.